but we're just gonna make the greatest chocolatey invention on earth, brownies! Today we're gonna tackle sugar cookies. We're gonna make actually spritz cookies. It takes about 5 minutes to make the batter. Here we're gonna make lasagna. We're gonna make it really simple, and we're gonna make the sauce from scratch. And after you've had it from scratch, you won't want it any other way. So on this episode of Show Me How to Make This Here, we're going to make lasagna. We're going to make it really simple, and we're going to make the sauce from scratch. And after you've had it from scratch, you won't want it any other way. So I'll get your recipe list up, and then we'll get started. We're pretty much going to do everything right over at the pot. If you've seen the previous videos, it'll show you how to cut the onion, show you how to mince the garlic up, and that's all we're going to do. So here's your recipe list, and let's get to that pot. So like always, we're going to start with a hot pot. I have here 3 tablespoons of oil. And I'm going to add my half of the yellow onion, all diced up. We're just going to sweat these, and again, to sweat them is to cook them until they become translucent. You don't really want any browning in them. And it takes just a few seconds, mince and small. I'm going to add to this my garlic. And you add the garlic second because garlic will become very bitter as it cooks, and it cooks really quickly. And make that all in there. You really want everything kind of coated by that oil. Now we're going to deglaze it with our 1/3 cup of white wine. I'm going to let that start to cook down a little. Let some of that alcohol cook out of it. It should look kind of like a cloudy onion soup at this point. That's exactly what you're going for. Get a nice bubble on that. And now we're going to add our 28-ounce can of crushed red tomatoes. Add all of that in there. We're going to stir that in. At this point, you want to turn your fire down because you don't want it to bubble up too fast. So you just kind of want to fold all that wine into those tomatoes, and vice versa, the tomatoes into the wine. I know this just looks like a pot of stewed tomatoes, but really that's all tomato sauce is anyway. So I've got that mixed in. I'm going to add to this my herbs. Now in here, in my herbs, I have the marjoram, basil, and oregano. It's a teaspoon of each. And I'm just going to fold those in so they're all mixed up. And now I'm going to let this cook down on a low heat for about 10 minutes before we finish it off. So I'm going to mix all those herbs in, and then I'll come back and show you where it is once we finish it off.